What if I told you that you could slash your high blood pressure in just 2 weeks without popping a single pill? No side effects like dizziness or fatigue, just pure, natural power from the foods you eat. That's right. The secret to a healthier heart might already be sitting in your kitchen, waiting to transform your life. Let's dig deeper. Could something as simple as a spoonful of olive oil or a bite of dark chocolate really be a game changer? Think about it. While medications often come with a laundry list of risks, tiredness, electrolyte imbalances, even serious complications, nature offers alternatives that don't just mask the problem, but tackle it at the root. I've seen folks who've battled stubborn numbers for years turn it around with nothing more than a tweak to their plate. So, what's the catch? There isn't one, except maybe learning to love a few new flavors. Stick with me, because I'm about to unpack a whole arsenal of foods and nutrients that can help you take back control, starting today. Now, let's lay this out step by step. High blood pressure, or hypertension, isn't just a number on a cuff. It's a silent thief, straining your heart, damaging your vessels, and setting the stage for strokes or heart attacks. The standard fix? Medications like ACE inhibitors or calcium channel blockers that force your body to behave. But here's the thing. Your diet can mimic those same effects naturally. We're talking proteins like whey, which at 30 grams a day can relax blood vessels by blocking the same enzyme, angiotensin-converting enzyme, or ACE, that doctors target with drugs like lisinopril. Studies show this can drop both systolic, the top number, and diastolic, the bottom number readings, especially in folks with real hypertension. Then there's L-carnitine, an amino acid from grass-fed red meat or wild fish. At 1 gram twice daily, it boosts nitric oxide, a molecule that widens your arteries for better flow. Research backs a noticeable dip in pressure, particularly for those with cardiovascular risks. Arginine, found in nuts and seeds, does the same at doses up to 10 grams daily, while taurine from seafood at 6 grams a day mimics calcium channel blockers like amlodipine by preventing vessel constriction. Even fish proteins from sardines or bonito at 3 grams or 5 grams daily act as natural ACE inhibitors, packed with omega-3s to cut inflammation. Soy protein at 40 grams from tofu or soy milk adds elasticity to your arteries thanks to plant compounds called isoflavones. Picture your blood vessels as rigid pipes. Soy helps them flex, easing the pressure inside. But it's not just proteins. Healthy fats are heavy hitters too. Extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed, at 40 grams daily, is loaded with monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that fight inflammation and improve vessel flexibility. Studies link it to lower LDL cholesterol and systolic pressure, making it a staple of the heart-smart Mediterranean diet. Sesame oil at 35 grams a day contains sesamin, a compound that also ramps up nitric oxide for vessel dilation. Omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish like salmon or supplements at 3 to 4 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily are anti-inflammatory powerhouses relaxing vessels and thinning blood slightly. Just check with your doc if you're on other meds. Fiber-rich carbs, like steel-cut oats or psyllium husk, bind cholesterol in your gut, dropping LDL and supporting heart health. Regular intake can shave off 5 millimeters of mercury from systolic readings. Minerals play a role too. Limit sodium to under 2,400 milligrams a day to avoid water retention that spikes blood volume, while potassium, 60 to 120 milliequivalents daily from bananas, oranges, or spinach, counteracts sodium's effects, relaxing vessel walls for another 5 millimeters of Hg drop. Magnesium, at 500 to 1,000 milligrams from nuts or greens, eases vessel muscles. And calcium, at 500 to 1,000 milligrams from dairy or leafy greens, aids contraction and relaxation for a 2 to 3 millimeters of mercury reduction. Vitamins seal the deal. Vitamin D regulates the same ACE system. Vitamin C at 500 milligrams twice daily boosts nitric oxide and fights oxidative stress. And B6, B12 from fish or eggs lower homocysteine, a compound tied to vessel damage. I've watched patients who couldn't budge their numbers with meds alone start incorporating these. Say a morning oatmeal with a banana slice, or a drizzle of olive oil on their salad. And within weeks, their readings told a different story. It's not magic, it's science meeting your fork. Here's a twist to chew on. What if the most indulgent treats in your fridge could be your heart's best friend? Dark chocolate. Yes, I said chocolate. At up to 30 grams a day with at least 70% cocoa, is rich in flavonoids that relax blood vessels. Studies confirm a modest pressure drop with regular nibbles. Then there's garlic, just 2 to 4 cloves daily, packing allicin to boost nitric oxide. Some trials show a whopping 10 millimeters of mercury reduction. Tomatoes and watermelon, high in lycopene, fight oxidative stress for better vessel function, while pomegranate juice, at 2 to 4 ounces for those watching sugar, acts like a natural ACE inhibitor, dropping pressure by up to 12 millimeters of mercury in some folks with insulin resistance. Green tea, up to 600 cc daily, brims with antioxidants to ease inflammation and improve elasticity. I remember a patient who hated pills but loved his morning tea ritual. After swapping sugary drinks for green tea and tossing a few garlic cloves into his dinners, his numbers dipped enough that he dodged a dose increase. It's not about overhauling your life. It's about sneaking in these powerhouses wherever you can. So next time you're tempted by a soda, why not reach for a splash of pomegranate instead? Makes you wonder, what else in your diet could be a hidden hero? Doesn't it? Let's hit the peak of this journey with a challenge that could redefine your health. 2 weeks, that's all I'm asking. Picture this. You start tomorrow, weaving in a mix of these foods. Swap out salty chips for a potassium-packed banana or orange. Heck, they even make fruit chips now if you crave crunch. Replace butter with olive or sesame oil on your bread or veggies. Blend up a whey or soy protein shake for breakfast, aiming for 30 to 40 grams of protein power. Toss some fatty fish, like salmon, into your weekly meals. Or grab an omega-3 supplement, with at least 2 grams of EPA and DHA combined. Sprinkle in magnesium-rich nuts as a snack. And don't skimp on greens for calcium and potassium. Cap your day with a square of dark chocolate or a cup of green tea, letting those flavonoids work their magic. Why does this matter? Because every bite targets a mechanism. Whether it's blocking ACE, like whey and pomegranate do, boosting nitric oxide, like garlic and arginine, or cutting inflammation, like omega-3s and olive oil, the data stacks up. Combine these and you're looking at potential drops of 5 to 12 millimeters of mercury across studies, sometimes rivaling low-dose meds without the groggy side effects. I've seen it firsthand. A guy in his 50s, always hovering at 150/90, frustrated with feeling sluggish on pills, took this on. Week 1, he grumbled about missing his old snacks. But by week 2, after tracking his pressure daily, he hit 135/85. Not perfect, but a win he felt in his energy, his sleep, even his mood. Another case, a woman with diabetes and resistant hypertension, started small with oatmeal and spinach salads. Her systolic fell 8 points, enough to breathe easier at her next check. The logic is ironclad. Blood pressure rises when vessels constrict or blood volume swells from sodium. These foods reverse that by dilating vessels, flushing sodium, and protecting against oxidative damage that hardens arteries over time. It's not a one-size-fits-all fix. Some folks need meds alongside this, but it's a foundation. Test it yourself. Track your numbers morning and night. Note what you eat. See the shift. If it doesn't budge after 2 weeks, well, I'll stand by my word. You can walk right past me and pretend I don't exist. But I've seen too many turnarounds to doubt this path. It's not just about numbers. It's about reclaiming the vitality those numbers steal. Imagine sitting down to a meal, knowing every forkful is fighting for you. How's that for power? All right, let's lighten the load for a second with a little sweetness. Literally, imagine unwrapping a small square of dark chocolate after dinner, that rich, bitter melt on your tongue, knowing it's not just a guilty pleasure, but a heart savor with those flavonoids easing your vessels. I've had folks laugh when I suggest this, thinking I'm pulling their leg, but then they try it. 30 grams a day, 70% cocoa or more, and they're hooked. Not just on the taste, but on the idea that healing can feel this good. And hey, if this whole 2-week challenge flops for you, if your numbers don't budge a bit, I've got a deal. Next time you spot me out there, just chuck an egg my way. I'll take it with a grin because I'm that confident in what I've seen. I remember one fella who took this to heart, started nibbling his chocolate square like it was a ritual, paired it with a green tea wind down every evening. He'd call it his heart dessert, joking that if his pressure didn't drop, at least he'd go out happy. Spoiler, it did drop about 4 points on the systolic side, and he couldn't stop beaming about outsmarting his condition with something so simple. It's these little wins that stick with you. The moments where you realize health isn't always a grind. It can be a delight. Think about the last time you savored something and felt no guilt, just joy. That's what this can be. I've watched people transform not just their readings, but their whole outlook. finding hope in a clove of garlic or a drizzle of olive oil on their salad. It's funny how the smallest shifts, like tossing a banana slice into your morning routine instead of a salty pastry, can feel like rebellion against a diagnosis. And isn't that the best kind of fight? One where you're smiling through it, maybe even laughing at how a treat became your triumph. So, go ahead, sneak that chocolate into your day, sip that tea, and let's see if your heart doesn't thank you for it. To wrap this up tight, here's the heart of it. High blood pressure doesn't have to own you. With a 2-week push, using foods like whey protein, olive oil, garlic, and even dark chocolate, you can target the same mechanisms meds do: relaxing vessels, cutting inflammation, balancing sodium, and potentially see real drops in your numbers, backed by studies showing 5 to 12 millimeters of mercury reductions. Start small. Swap one unhealthy habit for a heart-smart choice. Track your progress and feel the difference. I've seen it work, and I believe you can too. If you're as fired up as I am to keep exploring ways to live stronger, remember to like, subscribe, and stay with me. Your support is what keeps me sharing these stories and strategies. And hey, I've gotta ask, what's one food from this list you're most excited to try for your health? Drop it in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you're cooking up.